Update. Well, starting off with the first alert that's new this morning here on Sunrise. Lexington police now asking for your help to find a teenager who was forced from his home. On your screen now is 17-year-old Corvin Gardner. Now, officers say two unknown black males armed with handguns are accused of forcing him from his home on Hendricks Street around 10 p.m. last night. Well, witnesses say that they believe the men forced Gardner into a car before leaving the area. If you have any information about this case, please contact the Lexington Police Department, or you can submit an anonymous tip by calling Crime Stoppers at 1-888-CRIME-SC.